Hello, welcome everybody. This is Joel Medina, and this is my weekly outlook. And this time, I will introduce a weekly outlook for GJ because we are about to have a really good opportunity. I mean, I am about to have a really nice potential opportunity to grab a sell entry for a swing trade if and only if we actually reject this zone here that I shared through I think it was Friday, yeah, Friday and Thursday. Like I have been aiming for this level since last week, and I just won this little buy here. It was really short, and to be honest, it was less than 1% because the spread was really high. But it was really easy based on, you can see this, right? This is a really strong level, rejected so many times by the structure, 1, 2, 3. And as we opened, well, I was expecting this visit here. So, I just took those few pips, and that's a really good way to start the week. I actually grabbed a sell the same way on gold as we opened the market. But today, it is the 13th March 19, 19. It is 2022, okay, 2022. And that so GJ, let's actually start GJ without anything. Like that's how I like to look at the charts first. So as we can see, we have been rejecting this level of 158 many times. Not only 3 months, it's actually all of these months because this whole thing is a big zone here. It's just that there are price levels, but this is the limit of the price level, which is 158. Now from here we fell again. When we look at the, let's say, bigger picture, we notice that there is a nice trend line coming from here, like respecting really nicely, like all of this, if you draw it. So that's for the bigger outlook. But I usually try to stay with the dailies and weeklies. But just looking at it, also the structure, the weekly structure, you can see that we just broke below the previous support, and that the higher high was actually higher low. So this right here was, let's say, the early confirmation. Not this one. This here. This closure here was the early confirmation of a potential drop. This actually confirmed the direction, and this confirmed the break of the structure of the weekly structure. So what that means is we are bearish on a higher time frame now, based on the weekly. Okay. So when we go to the daily, we can see that the daily structure is also bearish, and that we're reaching the potential rejection level of this correction, right? This is correcting the bearish movement. Now, if I look left, I can notice that 1, 2, and 3, 3 times we have rejected around exactly where we are the whole structure on the daily, which is why I am so hopeful, or let's say maybe excited about looking for a potential rejection around here, just to grab a sell, like from all the way up here. So as soon as I get a nice rejection around this area and this level here, as we start the week, I am aiming for that rejection to grab a sell that potentially can drag us down to here, around this area here, 151.600, or I mean first here obviously, right, 152, just flat, and then potentially down to here and even down to here, which is a major level too for GJ. Now if I show you now the charts, it now makes a little bit more sense. So this is the area that I'm looking for, right? 1, 2, 3, we talked about it, and even here you had a rejection. So this is what I'm aiming for, a rejection from here to grab it down to here on a higher time frame. Actually, on this drop, I am expecting that we may see either this level again, 151, and even 149, which is a major level. Okay, so that would be my outlook for GJ. I am now expecting a rejection, and like I always say, we don't have to predict the market, we only have to react to it. So the only reason why I like to draw lines and see things is to plan ahead of time. to know what I'm expecting from each level and how to react to each level. So I'm not supposed to be predicting and taking entries without confirmations. I only have to wait for a reaction here, and now I know I have enough space to grab a sell, and I have enough space to a really nice RR, right? And the same thing with each level. Like if we break above here, like I have it drawn here, if we break above, now I have to wait to see if is it a fake out, or is it that we're gonna form a support, and then maybe continue the correction. And if we continue the correction, like I'll have to look left, and you're gonna notice that up to here we still have a zone here, up to here to 154.700, around there, the limit of that wick. And even here you can see the bodies on the daily too, actually. So it is higher, actually. Yeah, it is higher. Look here too, the same thing. Okay, so 155 it is. So around 155 we might see a push. Okay, I see here. Yeah, I like this one better so far. So around here. So we might see something coming up here if we break above here. But I just have to wait for it. I just have to wait for the reaction. I don't have to, like I said, I don't have to go, move ahead of time. So this is where we are with GJ. And now I think we can move on to gold. So GJ, expecting a rejection from here. See if we're gonna drop. If we're gonna drop, then I'm coming from here down to here, potentially here, if we start to break. The gold chart, just grab that little sell here. It was really easy. It was really nice too. It was based on, okay, let me do the same. Let me do the same here. We have a bullish movement. The monthly, the weekly looks bullish, even though we had something that looks like this. Remember, this also happened, then this happened. So this doesn't mean necessarily that we're rejecting yet. Okay, we have to go to a lower time frame to kind of understand what is going on. The good thing, let's say, for the bulls in this case, about this closure, was that it closed quite above this level, on the weekly. Maybe I have it drawn. Yeah, I have it drawn. Just a little bit weird here, but you can see it. Where it says weekly, it's right here, same level. So that means that's 150. You see, 1965. That's the level. So we are above it. That's, let's say, good for the bulls. Now, the bears have been correcting the last 3-4 days. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Even this bullish, I mean, the last 3 days, we could say, like this one was bearish, but it broke below the previous daily, right? This one was bullish, but broke below the previous daily. This one was bearish again, but broke below the previous daily. So we are correcting a bullish higher time frame move. And the last 4 days, 3 days, we have been coming down, but the preferences for me are buys. Okay, they keep being buys. So fundamentally, not much has changed with the war. So I'm keeping my eyes on any good buys. Right now, we just broke. You remember this trend line we draw a few days ago was being respected perfectly. And this is, that was also kind of like a little bit of a reason combined with the level, that made me take this sell from here to here. Because there is a confluence of this level, 1991, and the bounce of this trend line. So it was good. The spread was also a little bit high, so it wasn't like a long. I didn't hold for long. I took early the profits. So that's a good way to start the week. 2 wins, and they were quite simple because we were at the level, at a key level. So right now we just have to wait for another reaction. So low, let's say that higher time frame, I am expecting a potential correction. And down to here, like if I see price when I wake up tomorrow, Monday, and I wake up, it is the 14th tomorrow, and I wake up and I see price like around here rejecting or around here rejecting, this would be the most, let's say, my sweet spot to grab a buy entry if we drop to 1950. This is what I'm aiming for, because if you notice, this is the confluence of the structure rejection when it was a resistance, here, a big week, liquidity week, just came up to here. Actually became a rejection week, but it's what I remember calling this one an intentional week on the weekly, and it was at the same level. So this means that this is a key level. It is a round number too. And if we look from below here, you connect all of these wicks. And like I always say, I do not trade based on trend lines only, but when they happen and if they make sense with the levels, then they become like a stronger confirmation for me. Okay. If this happens between today and tomorrow, and I see price down here, there any rejection that I see on the lower time frame, I will take it as a buy. That's a fact, okay? Because I'm gonna just go with the probabilities of this being rejected. So that is if we wake up and we are down here. So my short-term bias, it is for a little bit more of a correction yet. We're still below this level, 1991. Down to here, 1974 has been holding up really nice on the 4-hour structure. But this one was where it rejected the massive drop that we had on Friday. So let's see if we kind of visit here again, or if we have maybe a visit down to here. After from here, so like I'm gonna repeat it 1,000 times. We just have to wait for price to get to where we want price to, where it makes sense for price to get. Wait for a reaction and then take an entry, make a decision based on that, on the probabilities of this working. The probabilities of if price comes here rejecting here, confirming any rejection around here of this moving bullish are really high in my eyes. That's how I see it. And potentially maybe for the rest of the month we can not only visit here, maybe even break above it, right? If we're gonna go up. Now, if we're not gonna go up, and let's say we end up breaking below here, then we have to wait to see if it is that we're gonna come down here, then bounce from here and continue going down, and then we have a weekly level down to here to 1905. You see, that is a weekly level that maybe we might visit there. So, but we have to see what is it that price is pretending to do, right? Because for all we know, we don't like gold could even reject this and just this tap here and just go up for the rest of the week, but that would be my less likely, or at least based on my expectancy and what I see from the structure, I would be expecting a little I'm more in favor of a drop down to here at least, or even 1950s, pretty much what I'm looking for. And look at this going golfing 1 hour against this level. That's actually a good closure right there to maybe do what I'm saying that we might have. So that's my outlook for gold. If I see price around here, I'm gonna go for a buy. If I see price around here rejecting, if I see a good rejection here, I will buy. If I see a good rejection from here, I will buy. A good support forming, but I will wait. If I see anything kind of closing below, I will wait to see if we're gonna form a resistance below it, and maybe we continue the downtrend. And that would be based on all of that. Now, if we wake up, let's say there's another way also, we only can go up or down, right? So if we break above here, and then that's a whole new story. Like if we break above here, then maybe the continuation for the buys. And that's maybe easier, right? Because above here is really clean traffic looking left all the way up to here to 2018 and even, higher. So, yeah. So that is my outlook for GJ and for gold. And I hope this helps somebody. If you liked it, subscribe and give it a like. That would help a lot with the algorithm. And that's it. This is Joel Medina. I'll see you next time. Remember, we stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays in English. So we stream during those days, mainly during between 6:30 a.m. and 9, and unless we have a stream with Wicks Don't Lie, and in that case, then I will always move it. Most likely, I will move it to 9 a.m. Eastern time. And remember, we just had the daylight. That's important, actually. We just had the daylight savings time shift. That's really important. Okay, keep in mind that this is really important. Okay, so I'll see you next time.